It is Monday, August 24th. Welcome back into the show. Been a little while since we ran a stream up, and we got a lot to get to. NFL is almost here, college football is almost here, and obviously there's a full MLB slate to get to tonight. I'm going to have plays on the MLB tonight, and then I'll get to some NFL futures props that I like as well. I think I'm going to run through a bunch of divisions over the course of the next couple days. We'll probably get to all of them over on my Twitter by the end of the week on Friday. So I'm going to run through everything. I'll start with the MLB, and then I will move to the NFL futures props. So let's dive on in, get started. Got a great slate tonight. We just cashed both the parlays last night. So that was awesome to see. If you missed those, 20 to win 66 was the player props parlay. We cashed that last night, and then also the money line play, 20 to win 60. So should have won around 120 last night if you did parlay these or go with these parlays last night. Hopefully we can have some success like that tonight. A little shortened slate, but we do have strikeout hit rates as always. A couple solid names in here. Wheeler, Gilbert, Cade Cavalli, who has been really good past couple starts. I like to see that. He is in one of the plays tonight, so hopefully he can provide some strikeouts tonight. But I will dive into the money line plays first. Been pretty solid over the past couple days. Been winning a bunch, so I love to be bringing that to all of you guys. But we got three teams that I like tonight. Start with the Tampa Bay Rays. I'm taking them on the money line. They haven't been amazing recently, really. 3-7 in their last 10 games, but I like Drew Rasmussen tonight in Tampa. I actually think they are on the road, but for Tampa. He's got a 2.79 ERA on the road, and I trust this Rays offense over the Tigers. They'll play the Tigers tonight, and somehow the Tigers have been worse. They've lost 8 of their last 10 games. So I like the Rays tonight. I think it's a solid pitching matchup for them, and I trust their offense more than I do the Tigers. So Rays money line, that's the first play for tonight. Guardians, kind of the same thing with them. I like the pitcher for tonight. Parker Messick will start for them. 1.88 ERA over his last 7 starts with the Guardians. They've also been kind of hot at the plate. They got a couple additions at the trade deadline, and they've been really good. So I like what they're doing. I like to see them picking up some steam. They're pretty much right in this playoff race in the AL. It's pretty tight in the American League, and it's definitely not as good as the National League. So they have a legit chance to make the playoffs this season. And then last one of the night, I am going to put them in the parlay. Padres on the money line. I parlayed them up with the Rays tonight. It's honestly really hard to bet against the Padres right now. They're 7-3 in their last 10 games, and all their star players are showing up. Tatis has been huge. Jackson Merrill has been pretty good. They've got solid pitching. Robbie Ray will start for them tonight, and he's finally kind of settling in. Past 2 starts have been good. 2 or less earned runs in his past 2 starts. It's also a home game for them tonight in San Diego. So I like the combination of all that for tonight's game with the Padres. So 3 moneyline plays, Rays, Guardians, and the Padres for tonight. And then obviously player props we got as well. 3 player props that I'm liking, a couple pitchers and a hitter. I will dive in to Junior Caminero tonight. Over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. He's on a 7-game hit streak, and it's a pretty solid matchup tonight against Framber Valdez. He hits much better against left-handed pitching, and he's been pretty solid all year, honestly. Hitting .290 against left-handers, and getting on base at over 400 clip. So I like his chances tonight for Tampa, or I guess on the road with Tampa. But 7-game hit streak, I don't want to bet against that. So I'll take Caminero I did put him in the parlay with Cade Cavalli over 5.5 Ks. He's had 3 straight now with 8+ strikeouts coming into tonight, and now he gets the Rockies. So gets the Rockies, who strike out 8.65 times per game. It's bottom 7 in the league, and it is in Coors Field, but Cavalli just did that a couple starts ago. Struck them out 8 times in Colorado. So I really like this play tonight. I felt like the number was solid. I think it might have actually moved up to 6.5. So got it at 5.5. And it's still pretty good odds when parlayed with Cam Monero. So I'll get to that in a second for the player props parlay. But I did want to touch on Parker Messick. I talked about him with the Guardians bet. Over 6.5 Ks, I think, is very realistic for him tonight. Great matchup against the Angels. Angels strike out a ton. They're bottom 3 in the league in strikeouts per game. He's also shown double-digit strikeout upside, Messick has. So I like this game. Even though it's on the road, I don't think it matters. I think Parker Messick gets the job done with the strikeouts for the Guardians. A couple other plays. I'm going back to the Guardians with Joe Adell. He plays his former team. I think it's a little get-back spot against the Angels. But now with the Guardians, I think Joe Adell is a solid play to go deep tonight. Pretty good odds, too. Plus 493. Also been pretty hot at the plate recently. I think he's batting like 380 or something like that in his last 7 games, up to 20 homers on the season. I think he has a legit chance at going deep tonight. But to the parlays. We'll get to the parlays here. This one is the player props parlay. 20 wins, 56. I feel like it's really good odds, and these matchups are great. Caminero, Cavalli only need over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, and then 6 Ks. I feel like is very realistic for Cavalli. So parlay them up. Pretty good odds there. And then I'll jump to the money line play as well. Rays, Padres, I will go with those two tonight. 20 wins, 66. So triple your money essentially with this one tonight. Good odds, 2 solid teams, Padres and Rays. It's hard to bet against those teams. So I like this play a ton tonight on the MLB slate. Pretty much all the MLB stuff I've got for tonight. I'm going to hop over here to DraftKings. I've got just to look at a couple of these plays, just odds, taking them straight up. Rays are minus 124. Guardians minus 158. And then Padres are minus 108. So I'm actually surprised they're not favored a little more at home with Robbie Ray, but that's what it is for the Padres. So a bunch of solid plays, I think, for tonight. And then let's get to some college football and NFL futures like I promised. I'll start. I'm just going to look at – I don't have any plays yet for college football, but next Saturday we've got some games. I'm going to work pretty much all week on dialing in some college football parlays for this weekend. It's kind of a shortened slate, but there are some pretty solid teams playing. North Carolina TCU is going to be a fun game. I believe it's some sort of rivalry kind of. They've been playing the past couple of years. And then USC plays. They're probably going to crush San Jose State, but I will have to look into those. And then a couple other solid teams, North Carolina State, Virginia, Stanford, Hawaii, Florida State even plays. So solid games on the week 0 slate. So I will dive into a bunch of those. Be on the lookout for picks and plays for college football coming later at the end of the week. That'll all be out later on in the week. And then NFL, all of my player prop futures plays are out on my page now. If you didn't miss all those, they were posted a little while back. you can easily search them. So I'm going to search them here. I'm going to do the NFC East today. So literally just go to my profile. You can type in your favorite team, Eagles, and the first thing that should pop up should be my futures prop for that squad. So I'll run through that. I'll go Eagles, Dallas, Giants, and Commanders today. The last time I did stream or did a little show, I believe we did the NFC South. So that's already out. Go watch the last video if you are interested in those player props, just breaking them down. But NFC East, let's go. Philadelphia Eagles, I went with a receiver. He was dealing with some injuries, so I was a little concerned, but I'm still taking him over 5.5 receiving touchdowns. He's had a career low season last year, actually. Only 4 receiving touchdowns with A.J. Brown still there, but he's gone. He's out of this offense. I think Smith's also had 7 or more touchdowns in 3 straight seasons before, 22-24 with the Eagles. He's going to be wide receiver 1 in the offense, and I honestly see even more passing in this offense. We're seeing Hurts run less and less year over year. I think he should continue to throw, and the number one receiver in your offense should have 6 touchdowns. If they're a winning team, like I think they should be, this should be a slam dunk. 6 receiving touchdowns for Devontae Smith. Move on. Go to the Cowboys here. Cowboys, I went with the quarterback. He's been up and down. He's been injured a ton, but I like Dak. Going over 3,995, 99.5 passing yards, 4,000 passing yards, essentially. I write it right here. When he stays healthy, essentially he gets over this total. Last 7 seasons, he's played 16 or more games in 4 of those, and he's been over 4,400 yards in all those seasons. So really this is a bet on, will Dak stay healthy? Will Dak get hurt? He's got the weapons in CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. I think if their offense just stays the same and he stays healthy, I think he cashes this pretty easily. When he stays healthy, he's been over. I think their offense is great. And I honestly, if he's playing 16 or 17 games, this should cash. This should cash comfortably. So I like Dak there over those passing yards. Let's go Commanders. So this one's tricky. It was before the Stephon Diggs signing, and you probably can get a better play on it now. It should be lower than 474.5 receiving yards, but I'm going with Chig Okonkwo to go over his receiving yards total. Pretty much right here. Young quarterback's best friend is an elite tight end, and he kind of cooked even in Tennessee. So moving over here to Washington, I think it's a better offense for him. I think him signing with Washington, getting Jaden Daniels is huge. And it's such a low total, like 474.5. I mean, he could have 1 or 2 games where he goes for 60, 80 yards, and he's almost halfway to his receiving total. So I like Chig here. I need him to stay healthy. He had 450 yards with only 46 targets in his first season with the Titans, and then he's been over, I believe, in the past couple. I still think he could be the number 2 option behind Terry McLaurin. I know Stephon Diggs signed there, and he will be a big part of this offense, but I still like Chig to rack up some receiving yards. He should have more of an opportunity here than he did in Tennessee. So Okonkwo there on the receiving yards, and then let's go to the Giants. All right, Giants, I went with Jackson Dart. He will be in one of the futures parlays, so stay tuned for those later in the week. I've got 4 parlays in the works now for just futures plays. Dart will be in one of those parlays with a couple other quarterbacks that I like. And this number is just so low, I had to take it. Jackson Dart over 19.5 passing touchdowns is crazy. If he plays a full season, I think he should get there easily. They did a ton in the offseason. They brought in John Harbaugh, who honestly should raise the floor of this team regardless of what happens. But they also brought in Odell, Darnell Mooney, Isaiah Likely. Malik Neighbors is back for week 1, most likely. So this offense is solid. I like this offense a ton. Their defense is pretty good too. So the Giants could be a legit contender come playoff time if they can stay healthy. But the team also drafted some offensive line help, and then two full games. That's definitely not right. I believe it's 12. I think he played 12 full games last year, 15 touchdowns, and I think he can easily get to 20 if he stays healthy. I believe it was 12 games, 15 touchdowns. So if he can play, 16, 17 games, I think 20 touchdowns passing is extremely realistic for Jackson Dart. So that's the last prop for the NFC East. And yeah, I will run through all these this week. We'll be going through futures props for each division. Already covered the NFC East here, and then NFC South on the previous show. So if you missed that, go back and watch that video. I believe it's somewhere towards the end of the stream. So go back, double back, and find that if you are looking for the NFC South player props. Other than that, I think that's everything for today and for tonight. We got a fun MLB slate. Plays are over here on Twitter as always. If you do miss anything, you can either rewatch this or just hop over here to Twitter/X and find all of my plays for the day. I'm super excited for NFL, college football. We got so much on the way. It's so close, almost here. College football is in literally a week. So I'll have plays. Not going to stop with the MLB, but we'll continue doing that. And then we'll just add in college football and NFL. It's going to be a ton, but it should be a lot of fun. Hopefully there's a lot of winners. And hopefully we can do stuff like this, just cashing everything for each night. But that is all for today. Hopefully we can hit some parlays tonight, and I will be back tomorrow. We'll do picks, plays for the MLB slate, and then MLB futures for another NFC division tomorrow. Have a great night, and I will see you all tomorrow.